What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Market Marauders, beating the market one trade at a time. For you, Market Marauders investment channel helps you to find the best deals in the market. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Definitely helps the YouTube algorithm promote the videos. All right, so I'll be jumping into my option picks for the week. I do this every week, so let's jump into it. So first, we got ticker sign WMT for Walmart. Their moving average 10 is 149.80. Moving average 50 is $147.85. And the moving average 100 is $146.18. They ended the week at $151.38, so pretty good metrics overall. They are bullish, denoted by this moving average 10 being above the moving average 50 and 100 line, which are the yellow and purple. Moving average 10 being the red one. VWAP is high, so that's pretty good as far as volume is concerned. And looking for this to be an early morning mover on Monday when the market actually opens. Now, going into some background information on them, they do have Black Friday going on, so they have their Black Friday deals. A lot of them were online opposed to being in store, but some of them were in store as well. You kind of have to look at the ad to determine which ones are in store and which ones are online. But they're shipping out with high demand for a lot of their different items. So this is some of the press releases that they're doing. It says celebrating with Walmart, how to merch team plans to surprise and delight customers this season. Team up with Cruise to pilot all electric self-driving delivery powered by 100% renewable energy. So that's a pretty cool initiative that they're doing. They're going to be hosting their third quarter earnings conference call, which is going to be next week on the 17th. So definitely look forward to that. Earnings for any company is always a huge catalyst for them moving. And one of the reasons why I had them on the list for this week, because I think it's going to be a good factor to see how they're going to be performing for Black Friday and what the numbers are actually going to be projected wise. Now, with all that being said, let's jump into the option side of Webull. If you'd like to sign up for Webull and get 2 free stocks when you deposit $100 or more, I have the link down below where you can sign up for Webull. That's the perspective of this video, so just bear that in mind. So jumping into here for the option side, I think January 15th is a good expiration date. Plenty of time for this to execute, especially considering it's only November. So that's more than a month away. So considering the fact that Walmart's 52-week high is 151.33, and they are above their 52-week high, so they're going to be setting a new 52-week high come the open of the market. I believe that they have potential to continue to go up from this level, in my personal opinion. So with that being said, I think between 155 to 165 option-wise for a call, which is the left-hand side, is a pretty good option to have. You're looking to pay between $395 per contract to $147 per contract. Now, bear in mind, this is based on the market being closed. So when the market opens, these are not going to be considered in the money, but still the prices of them may change. But this is a good range to look at as far as strike price is concerned. So strike price remains stagnant. Expiration date remains stagnant, but the prices on the left will change based on the volume and the actual movement of the stock itself. So with that being said, jumping into the next one, we got ticker sign HD, and that is for Home Depot. They ended the week at $277.68. Their moving average 10 is $276.61. Moving average 50 is $276.80, and the moving average 100 is $270.56. So they are bearish at the time of this video, denoted by the moving average 10 line being below the moving average 100 and barely above the moving average 50. But let's jump into some background information on them. So just going to read some of the press releases of things that they're doing. Home Depot introduces new programs for veterans as Home Depot Foundation honors nation's heroes with Operation Surprise. Home Depot to host third quarter earnings on the 17th. So their earnings is going to be the same date as the earnings for Walmart. So make sure you go check into their earnings as well. You'll just click the link on the investor relations section that I'm on. Just click the tab, and then you'll go be into the portal for their earnings. Home Depot expands at-home learning resources for kids with virtual field trips. And then they're going to announce their 2020 Innovation Awards. But they have a lot of things going on for them as a company. Definitely have helped, during this hurricane season, tropical storm season. I know people have bought a lot of supplies from them. So I think there's a positive outlook overall for the company, in my personal opinion. So going to go to the option side. Going to type in ticker sign HD. That's for Home Depot. We're going to look at the exact same expiration, which is January 15th. And I think a call is probably the best option, in my opinion, just because they've been doing good overall as a company. So their 52-week high is 292.95. So I think between 280 to 290 is a good strike price to consider looking at Home Depot. So you're looking to pay between $1,005 per contract to $630 per contract at the time of this video with these strike prices. So jumping into the next one, we got ticker sign NIO. Now, NIO has been on a pretty crazy run up, especially last week. It was, at all-time highs, 52.20, which you see right here. Pretty high volume, pretty crazy numbers. So NIO, they ended the week on a down note at 43.62, so not as high as they were before. But if we see right here, before they started their breakout last week, they were at the same level, this 40.28 level, which is where they bounced. So that seems to be a resistance line at this moving average 100 line that we see right here. So they bounced off the moving average 100 line and started to go back up towards the moving average 50 and going back up. So I think it may have a second chance next week to go back to the 54.20 levels that it ended the week at. So going to background information on them, on Tuesday the 17th, the same day as Walmart and Home Depot, they're going to be giving their earnings report. So basically going to be financials. They already gave the delivery reports, which were really good. But I think this is going to be more information on what's going on. I think it's going to be, a huge catalyst for the company as a whole, especially because I don't think a lot of this information is priced in. At the current moment, I think it was priced in from the upgrades that it constantly got. So a lot of people upgraded NIO for a long-term pick, and the sales numbers also helped. Not sales numbers, the delivery numbers also helped to fuel that run up that it just had. But I think once these financials come out, that it'll have an even bigger impact and may even possibly go above that 54.20 metric that it was at. Now, with that being said, going into the options side for NIO, we're going to use the exact same expiration, which is January 15th. And I think because it hit that 54 mark last week, I think it has potential to go up there even more. So I think if you go between 45 to even 49 on here, that is a good range to consider an option. I think a call is the best option in my personal opinion. I definitely think you can test those levels again. You're looking to pay between $970 per contract to $840 per contract at the time of this video. So going into the next one, we have TGT, which is Target. They've been on a pretty bullish run up at the current week, basically on their partnership that they had that I will discuss in a few. So their moving average 10 is $162.63. Moving average 50 is $160.20, and the moving average 100 is $159.51. So they ended the week at $163.20, moving 32 cents above their close. So look for them to be an early morning mover, in my personal opinion, because they had positive news come this week. So what was the positive news, you may say? Ulta Beauty and Target are basically partnering to have a booth that is going to be incorporated into a lot of different Ulta stores. So Ulta Beauty is going to have its own section into Target. This is going to be the rendering of that section, which is kind of, Ulta Beauty is kind of like an exclusive sort of, kind of high-end cosmetic line. And they don't just make their own stuff, but they have other things that they sell. But a lot of the high-end makeup products and skincare products and just products in general that are high-end in the beauty niche all come through Ulta. So definitely look at Ulta as definitely helping Target in this situation. Now, a lot of Targets already have Starbucks in them. So Starbucks and Ulta is kind of solidifying Target being the kind of luxury glam brand. And I think by them adding this Ulta Beauty section, people will come to the stores just to check out this section. Now, Ulta is not available at every city that has a target doesn't have an Ulta, and every Ulta city doesn't have a target. Now, some have both, if they're lucky to have both, but I think this partnership is pretty good for the company. And I think it will continue to bring people into both stores. So more people will know about Ulta and more people will know about Target. So I think overall is a good business deal for both companies, and I think it'll yield them to be profitable in the future. So with that being said, going into some option side, we're going to type in ticker sign TGT for Target. And then Target's 52-week high is 167.42, and it ended the week at 163.20. So it is very close to their 52-week high, just fueled off this news itself. So I think if you look at 165 to 175, anywhere within this range, I think is a good price. We're going to go with the expiration of January 15th, just like the other ones. So I think between 165 to 185 is a good range for a call. So this is not financial advice. It's not financial information. This is just all for entertainment purposes, educational purposes. So just bear that in mind. Going and looking at 165 as a strike price, the 185 is a strike price. You're looking to pay between $705 per contract to $160 per contract. So going into the next one, we have NVIDIA. NVIDIA's been kind of up and down in the previous weeks, but it seems like they're starting to turn around and become more positive after the kind of sell-off that they had towards the end of the week. But they ended the week at $532 even. Their moving average 10 is $528.49. Moving average 50 is $530.44. And the moving average 100 is $546.78. Now going into NVIDIA, just going to read some of the things that they have going on. One of the big things in the news that they had a partnership with Hyundai. So Hyundai said that they're going to be having their AI infotainment system going to be in all of the Hyundai vehicles, the Genesis, the Elantra, and the Kias, all throughout their vehicles starting in 2021. So definitely, a huge partnership, in my personal opinion, for NVIDIA because a lot of people buy those cars. They're affordable, and having NVIDIA being the main infotainment section with their NVIDIA Drive going to be across their entire fleet, I think, is a great partnership for NVIDIA and getting their name out there for infotainment. Now, infotainment may be something that people kind of look over when, you're looking at a vehicle, but you got to think you're in a vehicle. That's the main source that people look at is like the maps. They look at, Apple Play, Android Auto, all those different features definitely play a factor into people buying or not buying a vehicle. Because if you're going to be stuck in traffic, you need a good infotainment system with good speakers that you can actually use and is actually helpful for your drive. So they also have a lot of other things going on with the company. A lot of moves being made with NVIDIA by acquisitions of different companies. So I think NVIDIA is on the right track to continue their growth long term. With that being said, going into the options side, we're going to look at NVIDIA. We're going to use the exact same time, January 15th, for the expiration. I think NVIDIA definitely has the potential to get up to $555. So between $535 per contract to $535 per contract, I think it's very reasonable. Now, these are very pricey because NVIDIA is pricey itself. So you're looking to pay between $4,070 per contract to $3,160 at the time of this video. Now, they may be cheaper if NVIDIA continues to sell off, but I think NVIDIA will bounce back and continue to go back up. So these may be a little more pricey, but depending on when you watch the video, that will determine the price because that's when the market will be open and the price will fluctuate. So going into the next one, we got ticker sign LOW, and that is for Lowe's. Moving average 50 on them is $157.90. Moving average 10 is $159.30, and the moving average 100 is $162.05. They ended the week at $159.93. Still, at the current moment, they are bearish, denoted by this moving average 10 line being below this moving average 100 line. Had a pretty significant fall off A while back, starting around the 6th, looked like they kind of fell off, had a large sell-off, and starting to rally back towards being at higher levels, which their moving average 100 will come back down to meet this moving average 10 line, but in the meantime, they're still bearish at the current moment. So going to background information on them, just going to see that they declared their cash dividends. So Lowe's is a dividend stock, which basically, if you want to learn about dividends, I have a whole slew of videos on my page. You can go look at about how to start dividends and how to start dividend investing. So you can go look at those. Down below we'll also have in the description, a course for dividends. If you want to do that route, that's on you. Going into some other information, they're going to be having their third quarter conference call. So that's going to be good information for investors to learn about the company and what strategic plans they have to move forward. In my personal opinion, I like Lowe's over Home Depot just because I like, the customer service that I've gotten at Lowe's over Home Depot, and it seems to be a lot more Lowe's around than Home Depot's. Now, both of them kind of serve their purpose, but in my personal opinion, I like Lowe's. Also, I like the fact that Lowe's goes out of their way to honor veterans, so I think that is a very honorable thing that they do with their company. They have veterans parking, and I'm all for that. So going into some option side for Lowe's, I'm going to type in ticker sign LOW. So going into the option side, we're going to use the exact same January 15th strike price. I think they have the potential to go between 160 to 170. I wouldn't push it and go all the way to 175 to 180. I think 160 to 170 is a good level to have. So you're looking to pay between for a call. I think the company is going to go up. I think they have a good business model, have a good team around them. I think their board is a good board. Which board members, basically people who determine the strategic moves for the company. I think they have a really good CEO as well. What they've done company-wide to grow, I think is very good as well. I do not see Lowe's going out of business anytime soon, especially because they listen to their customers and give the customers what they need, which is basically how business continues to grow. So with that being said, I think between 160 and 170 is a good option. Also with the $840 to $440 is what you're going to pay for those options. So make sure you go check those out. They will change when the market opens, so just bear that in mind because it did end on a high note above this 159.23, which is right here, and it is a lot closer to the 160 that is this option right here. So just bear that in mind. The time of the video, these are all stagnant because the market is closed, and when the market opens, these values will change. So going to the last one on here, we have ticker sign M, and that is for Macy's. Now I chose Macy's on here because it's a large retail company, and retail is semi coming back, but they're kind of moving towards the online sector opposed to people physically being in stores. Now Macy's ended the week at $7.41. Their moving average 10 is $7.25. Moving average 50 is $7.40, and moving average 100 is $7.13. So they are bearish at the time of this video, denoted by the moving average 10 being below this moving average 100, or being below this moving average 50 line, which is purple line, and barely above this moving average 100 line, which is this yellow line. So definitely look forward to them potentially going back up as the week goes on, and a potential early morning mover on Monday. So going back our information on them, on the 19th, they will be giving their earnings, so make sure you go check that out. Lots of good information comes from earnings. If you don't want to listen to it, you can just read it after it's comes out as a press release. But earnings to me give a lot of volatility to the stock and are very good ways for you to solidify some gains from these stocks. So if you look at options trading is all about volatility, whether it's going up or going down. But volatility definitely helps you secure those gains when you're looking at options. So that's why I try to time things around earnings or FDA releases or big news that are coming. So it doesn't always have to be earnings. Earnings is just one of those catalysts you can always count on that will always move the stock itself. Like if you look at a company like Peloton itself, with the Last week they had news about them partnering with Beyonce, and that alone moved the company. So it's not always just earnings, that moves the company. It's partnerships, different deals. So that's why you should always do your due diligence as time goes on. Try to do continuous due diligence because these companies change all the time. So with that being said, going into some background information on Macy's. Going to go to the options side on here with the January 15th expiration date. I think between $8 to $12, in my opinion, that range I think is a good range. I think the number of online sales are going to continue to grow with Macy's, especially considering it's getting closer to the holidays. So getting close to the holidays doesn't mean people are not going to buy clothes. It means they're going to buy more, in my personal opinion. And one huge metric that I'm going to be looking for is their increase of online sales numbers. So if that online sales numbers comes out and is significantly higher, compared to the other previous year, and if their amount of revenue is continuing to grow, I wouldn't look year over year for for revenue growth. I will look quarter to quarter for revenue growth, but year over year, online sales numbers, that's a metric that I'm definitely going to be looking at. But I think it's going to be a positive number when it comes out, and definitely better than people are expecting. So I think between $8 to $12 is definitely a good range to look at Macy's. You're going to be looking to pay between $65 per contract to $12 per contract at the time of this video. Bear in mind, this is when the market is closed, so these are not going to be stagnant prices, but the strike price and the expiration date are stagnant. So just bear $8 to $12 in mind and January 15th in mind when looking at your option. So those are the option picks for this week. Hope everybody has a good week trading, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.